It's been a long, hard journey these last couple of years, the sacrifice of working and being a mother, and finally for that moment to happen. So the opportunity to have this world title fight, literally, this is the moment that I've been waiting for. Not all boxers, boxing is a very tough sport, and not everyone gets the opportunity to fight at the world class level, to actually have an opportunity to fight for a world title. So finally, my dreams are coming true, and I hope I come out successful and on top. So boxing, it was never a choice for me. In my family, my dad, he is a martial arts instructor. He had 5 kids and he made us compete. So we grew up doing martial arts and we did boxing. So it was something that I followed in my older siblings' footsteps. I did boxing at age 10 all the way until I was 20, and then I quit boxing. I was burnt out from competing. So for 10 years I got married. I had 2 beautiful children, and I started my job as a police officer. Not until I was 30, I decided to come back to boxing because I knew I still had a talent, and I still had a regret leaving because I was a very successful amateur. And I decided that now's the time, and if I never go back to boxing, then I'm definitely gonna live with that regret. So I came back to boxing. So I started martial arts at 3 years old. My dad, his profession was teaching martial arts. He has a martial arts school. I competed in karate, taekwondo. In high school, I wrestled. How it's prepared me as a boxer, it's a competitiveness. I love to win. I truly love to win. I've had a couple of losses in my life, and the feeling of losing is a horrible feeling. And especially when you lose very, very close, because that's the difference between being a champion and being second place, right? It's who trained more, who did more. So I never want to be in that situation again because I did not prepare 100%. So from all my past sports, it's only made me a better competitor, and that's translated into boxing. When I started a couple years ago, I feel like I was still rusty because I hadn't boxed in 10 years. And now every fight, I learn something. Every year, I keep getting better. I feel like right now I'm an all-around fighter. Before, when I first started, I felt like I was like a one-dimensional fighter, and now I have adjusted and I could fight different type of fighters. I've improved in my inside game, so I've definitely improved a lot. My most challenging fight was definitely my last fight. I fought here at the El Paso County Coliseum in July against Miranda Reyes for the WBA International belt. She was extremely tough. She's younger, strong, fast, aggressive, and that fight was 8 rounds of action. So from that fight, I learned what I'm capable of. I felt like I was overtraining that fight. I felt physically exhausted. I reached a level of mental toughness. You know, obviously it's easy to give up, but I was like, no, it's not happening. I kept pushing myself each and every round. I've never been that physically exhausted and continuing pushing myself. And I did what I had to do to win. So I came back to boxing for the opportunity to be a world champion, and now that opportunity is finally here. And it's a lot of sacrifice. I work a full-time job as a police officer, and I have to go to work. I'm also a mother, take care of my kids, and after that I go train. So I train after work from 5 p.m. all the way until probably 10 p.m. And it's a lot of driving as well, driving to Las Cruces, driving to my family's gym. So it takes a lot of discipline to actually do what I have to do and put in all the necessary hours, but I do it because I know it has to be done. So Jennifer Hahn, El Paso's first world champion. She was the IBF champion in El Paso for many years. Her success, obviously it's not just her success, it's the family success. The Hahn name in El Paso, in boxing, my brother was a professional fighter, Abraham Hahn. My dad, he's had a martial arts school in El Paso for many, many years. I know that many people in El Paso have been impacted by him. So it's just making them proud. I'm so glad to carry the name. I'm so glad that my last name is Han. And for me, for my sister, it shows that how much my dad has put into all of his children. And I know at the end of the day, making him proud, especially now that he's older, we truly are appreciative towards him. And the pressures of the family, you know, trying to live up to their name. For me, I'm at a point in life, the maturity level. I'm not nervous, I'm not scared. I know I put in the work. I know I train very hard. And I know at the end of the day, if it's meant to be, I'm gonna be a world champion. There's no excuse, I'm gonna give it 100%. And for my family, they're there supporting me. We're not a family that's jealous of each other, that hate each other. We truly, truly support one another. And there's no pressure because I know I came prepared. I know I came prepared, and it's just coming down to performance and how I do at the end of the day. So in boxing, my boxing legacy that I want to leave behind. First step is winning this world title fight here in El Paso, February 22nd at the El Paso County Coliseum. Once I become a world champion, I want to be the next undisputed lightweight champion. So I just don't want just one title, I want all the titles. Once I'm undisputed, then I will feel like I've accomplished my goal and my dream, and fighting the best, winning the belts, and knowing that I did the best that I can in boxing. My personal life, I'm a mother, and I don't think nothing in life is better than being a mother. I am blessed to have 2 beautiful kids, and just being the best mother that I possibly can to those beautiful kids and raising them the right way, and just being there and supporting them 100%. And my daughter, she's special needs, so she definitely requires a lot of care and attention. And I want to be able to give her the life that she deserves and give her the love that she deserves. So just being there for my family. If I was to give advice to a young girl, a 10-year-old girl, about pursuing her dreams in boxing, I want to let her know that anything is possible as long as you set your mind and your goal and you don't give up. Life is hard. I feel like women's boxing is a great time to do it and pursue it because it's gaining so much popularity. But boxing is a very hard sport. It is not easy. Only the strongest survive, so if you want to do it, stay committed, don't give up. You're gonna feel like giving up after a sparring session, keep pushing. You're only gonna get better. You're gonna have bad days, you're gonna have good days, but as long as you don't give up, your dreams are possible. I feel like right now is a great time to be a women's boxer. We're getting so much exposure. I know the Katie Taylor, Amanda Serrano, so many people, millions of people were watching that fight, and it's great for us. That fight was an amazing fight. And that's just 2 female fighters. There's so many amazing female fighters that deserve an opportunity to be shown. And I feel like now we're gaining a lot of popularity, and I feel like it's a time to shine. I feel that women boxing is only gonna get better and bigger. El Paso, Texas is my home. That's all I gotta say. I am so proud to be from El Paso. I remember people always saying that, you know, the nicest people live in El Paso. And I didn't understand that until I left El Paso and I went to other cities and other states, and people were very rude and mean and not happy. And it truly made me appreciate El Paso. I'm so glad to, again, represent my city as a police officer. I deal with the community and the people. They truly are the greatest people here. The support from the El Paso community and how it's impacted me on my journey is tremendous. I'm so glad to be from El Paso. I'm so glad to represent El Paso as a police officer. I'm so glad to follow my sister's footsteps. She is El Paso's first world champion. El Paso's home to me. I want to stay in El Paso. I don't want to go anywhere else. This is a blessed place to live. And I hope that everyone comes out to support me February 22nd. I truly want to be El Paso's next world champion. So my opponent, we're fighting for a world title. I've seen her, she's very tough. She has a big heart. I know that she's not going to give up easy at all. She's aggressive, and I could tell that she's a big-time athlete. So I know she's going to try to knock me out, but I'm not going to let her. I have every intention of winning that fight and becoming world champion.